Techno update. Subscribe now.
Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus Review. Design. The 6.2-inch screen size sounds huge, especially since the majority of larger handsets stick to screen sizes between 5.5 and 5.7 inches. The last flagship phone I can remember to sport a 6-inch display was the Motorola-built Nexus 6, and that was a nightmare to use. But it's a different story here. This is a big-screened phone that feels great, and credit has to be given to Samsung for crafting a phone that feels this good. Along the sides of the device sit your typical volume rocker and standby buttons, but they've been joined by a dedicated Bixby key for quick access to Samsung's new voice assistant. Considering how limited Bixby is, it seems a waste of space giving it its own button. Thankfully, you can easily disregard it, unless you accidentally hit it when you're trying to lower the volume. There's a SIM and microSD card slot along the top of the phone, and a headphone jack and mono speaker flanking the USB Type-C port on the bottom. Performance. The S8 Plus is comfortably one of the fastest phones around, but I can't say that it's noticeably faster than the LG G6 or the Google Pixel, both of which run the slightly older Snapdragon 821. What this newer set of chips offers is a more efficient 10nm process, which does appear to improve battery life and support 4 gigabit LTE speeds. There are also benefits to additional features such as DeX, which I feel couldn't run well on anything else. 4 GB comes as standard. There's a 6 GB model floating about in Asia, but I doubt we'll see it here, as does 64 GB of internal storage, but that can always be boosted by a microSD card. Although 4 GB of RAM isn't the highest available, it's difficult to tell apart a phone with 4 GB and one with 6 GB. Camera. On paper, the Galaxy S8 Plus's camera, which appears to be the same as that in the smaller S8, looks almost identical to last year's Galaxy S7. It's a 12-megapixel sensor with an f/1.7 aperture and dual pixels, Samsung's wording for the bigger pixels. The front-facing 8-megapixel camera is surprisingly good too. It too has a f/1.7 aperture and autofocus, which is still rare for a phone. I've also grown to like the Snapcat-like Live filters, which are superior to Snapcat in many ways. They're varied, the head tracking and movement is on point, and they can be shared in any app. Battery life. Aside from the overall size, and of course price, the biggest difference between the two Galaxy S8 flagships are their batteries. However, I've found they both last about the same amount of time, so don't pick up the S8 Plus expecting it to last multiple days without needing a charge. The 3500 mAh cell inside the Galaxy S8 Plus is a nice upgrade over the 3000 mAh cell in the regular S8, but considering it has that much bigger 6.2-inch display, you'll still be reaching for that charger every night.